Evening, welcome to the Derby debrief from RamsTV, live from Pride Park Stadium. Owen Bradley with former Derby captain Shaun alongside, here to bring you reaction to a defeat for Derby on New Year's Day. The Rams see their 9-game unbeaten run in League One ended by Peterborough United in dramatic fashion as well. An injury time winner for the visitors to clinch a 3-2 victory. We'll bring you some reaction from the Derby camp. Derby led twice in this game. It was back and forth throughout Berks, and ultimately a disappointment for the Rams.
It was, especially the fashion that they lost the game. There's no shame losing to Peterborough. I think they're probably the best team in the league, definitely the best we've had here at Pride Park this evening. Their attacking players were a real threat. We knew that before the game. We looked leggy, there's no doubt about it. That there was times in that first half where we just couldn't get close to them, couldn't get tight, couldn't make it difficult for them. But we got our noses in front twice. Callum obviously got the early goal and then got the penalty in the second half. And at 2-1, it was just about whether we had enough to get something from the game. I said at the start of the game, we would have took a point. That wasn't to be. And unlike us of the last few months and this wonderful run, defensively at key moments and at key times we were poor. And you end up feeling very kind of down and dejected leaving Pride Park with a defeat after such a good run.
Was it a case of the effort that has gone into the Christmas period maybe catching up with Derby a little bit today, that Peterborough looked fresher?
Yeah, if it was me, I would have still done it the same way and played your team that's picked up really positive results. He changed it at half-time for that energy and enthusiasm to get around the pitch, and those boys definitely made a difference, especially Elder down the left and Thompson, I thought was outstanding in that second half. But you have to go with winning teams, and I think it was a combination of looking leggy, being half a yard off it, and the team you're playing against who were fresh and have athleticism, have pace, and have a way of playing that was as fluid as I've seen any team, interchanging positions, wide players coming inside the pitch, fullbacks bombing on. It was kind of a catalyst of the two things, making it look like there was one team really dominating large spells of the game. So there was a chance to get something from the game. We didn't take it, and it's the last moment in the game that was the most disappointing, because there was a point there for us. We didn't defend well enough and ultimately come away with nothing.
And more to come from Berks. Derby stay fourth in the League One table, but the gap between them and both leaders Portsmouth and the automatic promotion pacers in general increases ever so slightly. All the results and table to come as well. But let's get some reaction. Been talking to Derby boss Paul Warne.
Yeah, it was probably the worst opposition to play at the end of a Christmas period. I think we looked a little bit leggy and a bit jaded, and I think, I've said in my previous interviews that they're a young athletic side, so they caused us problems, obviously, as did we. We started really well, and we had to change our shape because they just kept getting in down the sides inside our fullbacks and that, so we had to change our shape, which gave us a lot more control in the first half. Really, after we changed our shape, I thought we were much better, and then obviously I took the opportunity at half time to put fresh legs on, which gave us a much more athletic dimension, really, I thought, and then it's about taking people off who are, spent, really. Kane was spent, Nat was spent, and then I thought the game was pretty even, really. I know Peterborough had a good chance to score just after half-time, but then it was pretty even. It was a bit end-to-end, which makes it even more physical. But and I thought we were looking okay, and then obviously to concede late with a set piece is disappointing. And then the last goal is just random, and it's a ball that we sort of clear and then loops, and then it's just sometimes it's in the stars that you're not going to win, and that felt like that today. So I'm really proud of the efforts. I'm really proud of the everyone gave me everything they had, but we just honestly came up short.
You've played 4 games over the last fortnight, less than that, 3 wins from that. I mean, that is some achievement. Yeah,
some return. I mean, these 3 games, Wigan away, Oxford away, Peterborough at home. If you said 6 points before, we'd thought that's a really good. But when you're 2-1 up at home and you've already got 6 in the bag, you want another 3. You get greedy. Everyone does, myself included. And I know we're not going to go from here to the end of the season undefeated, but that doesn't mean you don't want to be. So it hurts. It stings. We've lost it so late on, especially. But again, I was been really proud of the lads over the recent weeks. They've been excellent. There was some good performances today. The game changers came on, were excellent as well. And there isn't a lot wrong. We just need to freshen them up for the weekend and pick them up. And if we win that game, or the results go our way, everything's great again. But at the moment it stings, and I understand that. You don't want to lose a home game in front of a full house. But the lads give everything, and hopefully we can bounce back at the weekend.
You mentioned the changes at half-time in particular. Did they have the impact you were looking for?
Yeah, I thought, well, after the first 5 or 6 minutes, yeah, it felt like they settled into the game. But Tomo and Sibs give us a bit more drive in there, really. And then Callum, Foz was on a booking, and I think Peterborough's attacking players are very good, very good. So it was a hard ask for all our defenders today. But so Callum came on for Foz, give us again a bit more legs because it was a tough half. So and I was really pleased with them. JJ came on and showed parts again. But it'd been lovely to stand here after a 2-1 win. Not so great with the draw, and even worse with the defeat. So it's harder to be uber positive. But like I said, the group are good. They're devastated they've lost, understandably, and we need to improve again for the weekend.
You talked before the game about bringing them down from the ceiling after Friday, and you've said devastated there. Do you think you'll have to pick them up once the dust settles from today?
Yeah, I think so. I think as a footballer, if you're on a good run and you win, you feel invincible, which is a great thing. And then when you lose, it can go straight back to zero if you're not careful. So it's up to myself and the staff and everyone around the club to keep the lads upbeat. They've been, like I said, on a really good run. And if it ended 2-2 and I came in and even done this without the random bit right at the end, we'd think, that's a good point against a really good team. They are a very good team. So the lads will hurt. I said to them that you can not enjoy, but endure the pain for a couple of hours and then just let it go. Enjoy your day with your family, enjoy resting up and come back with a smile on your face, and we attack the next 20-odd games. So it's never easy. It's never easy to get promoted. You go through an absolute emotional roller coaster and you have dips of form, injuries and everything. So we just need to stay together as a group, keep believing and do the right things more often than not, and we'll be up and around there. And that's what I've just said to them there. Don't suffer it for too long. It's gone now. You can't affect it.
That's Derby boss Paul Warne. More reaction to come from the camp shortly. Let's talk through some of the big moments, Shaun. Dream start for Derby. 20 seconds on the clock when James Collins gave them the lead, and it would have been great to see them kick on from there. But James Collins had a good day, didn't he?
He did. He was excellent, leading the line once again. Obviously got his couple of goals, which is always nice for him and the team. But we never really kicked on from that moment. 20 seconds into it, such an early time to score a goal, especially in a game as big as this one. And it was a really well taken goal as well. Good ball from Barkhazen, and then he found half a yard of space, and you know what he's like from close range, headed it back across goal, and got us to a wonderful start. So it was frustrating that we couldn't kick on that. I don't know if that kind of disrupted maybe how we were looking to play, but Peterborough gained momentum, gained belief. He's mentioned their legs. They did look leggy, but there was times where we just didn't look aggressive enough and kind of brave enough to go and press and stop them playing. And at times in the first half, they looked comfortable playing through the pitch, and we didn't quite get near them. And some of that is their quality and their movement and their way of playing, and some of it was just us maybe not matching man for man and being aggressive to step forward. So another good afternoon for Colo, but unfortunately he's not on a winning team.
Burrows equalises after just 9 minutes, so Derby weren't in front for very long, and I think we were in agreement that was pretty fair at half-time. James Collins puts Derby back in front. No complaints about the penalty, really, or do you think there were some?
No, there was a tiny push from Cash, not enough to get the player away from the fact that he's stuck a right hand up and it's hit him as the ball's going out of play. So it was a penalty. Colo struck it well enough, but the goalkeeper made a good save, and it was him that reacted the quickest to get his second of the game. And from that point, you felt about how we was going to manage the game, how we was going to kind of deal with the fact that we've taken the lead once again. Not being disrespectful, but we were second best for the majority of the game. They were the team that had more about them, more quality, more zip to their game, and we knew it was going to be a long period. But I thought with the change and the substitutions, we seemed to manage it a little bit better in the second half, and that will be I was so disappointed with the goals that we conceded. It was a set piece, switching off, and a free man 6 yards out, which shouldn't happen. And of course, the goal just before the end of the game, where Cash, Nels, Wildsmith, between the three of them, they have to deal with those balls in the box, and they didn't.
Derby hadn't conceded from open play and since the Stevenage defeat until today, and the winner is a sickener. I guess in the same way that Derby maybe did it to Oxford on Friday night. It's the way these things go.
It is. It's probably maybe the magnitude of the game, the expectation of this game, the kind of repercussions of position and kind of how you stand within the league. And it's because it's the end of this wonderful run we've been on. We knew that this was going to be our toughest game. I thought we played exceptionally well against Oxford, especially going down a couple of goals. And of course, I thought we were dominant in the Wigan game. So there were 3 really tough games in this period. The hardest one, as Paul mentioned there, was the end of the run. It was probably the wrong time to play them, but we've seen them perform like this over the course of the season. We've seen them dominate teams and have that youthfulness, that pace, that athleticism, and the attacking players were a joy to watch at times this afternoon. So we can't be too down, can't be too dispirited. We're in a position where we're right in the mix. We've experienced a really good run. We've had a really good Christmas, but the better team ultimately came away with the 3 points, and it was frustrating because a point would have been a nice way to finish off this period.
Yeah, 8 wins, 1 draw, 1 defeat from Derby's last 10 games is still a terrific run. It will be about how they respond next weekend now, of course. We can bring you some more reaction. Let's hear from Callum Elder.
Yeah, it's obviously a bit of blow. I thought we fought to the end. We've been on a great run over the Christmas period, aiming to go 10 unbeaten. We set out to win the game today. Unfortunately, we came up short. Came up against a good side, loads of energy. They moved the ball well. We got ourselves in a great position, 2-1 up, but we just didn't do enough to see the game out. So really disappointing, but we've got to dust ourselves off now. We've got another busy week next week, and we'll go full steam into that to have a good week.
Is that the best side you've maybe faced so far?
Up there with athleticism, energy. I think they're well drilled. I think it was 2 top teams going at it today. We've put a lot of effort in, come off the back of an amazing win at Oxford. So, like I said, we just came up short today, but we'll take the positives out of the game and we'll move forward into next week.
Yeah, there's a certain irony, I suppose, to you come from behind to win late on Friday and then Peterborough do it to you today. That's football.
Yeah, it's football. Like you said, I think if we're going to progress and get to where we want to be at the end of the season, we'll have to sort of address maybe the last 15 minutes. They came on strong. I think we probably, looking back, need to show a bit more resilience to see the game out. But fair play to them. They threw everything at it, came out with a win. But, we'll remain positive. We've gone on an amazing run and we'll look to carry that on. Yeah,
I know it can be difficult to do in the immediate aftermath, but 3 wins out of 4 from your games over Christmas, that is a very good return.
Yeah, exactly. The manager said before the Christmas period started it's going to take everyone. I think we've shown a real togetherness over the last 6 weeks to put together the run that we've been on. And, it was a lot of bodies. We were throwing everything at it. We also had chances in the second half to maybe kill the game off. Fortunately, it didn't fall to us, or sort of didn't get our shots off when we needed to. But it is disappointing, of course, but we've got to keep our heads up, and we go into Fleetwood next week with a real positive attitude to get a good result. 45
minutes for you today, the longest you've played in a little while. How pleased are you to be back out there and involved?
Yeah, it's amazing. It's been a real difficult start to the season, picking up a few injuries, but it's all about the team this season. Every player and staff member in that dressing room has the same goal, to get promoted. So whilst I was out, I got around the lads, remained positive, and I just want to be out there fighting with the boys because we all have a common goal.
That's Callum Elder after today's defeat to Peterborough. The top 3 winning in League One this afternoon. Peterborough, as we know, Bolton in second, got a 1-0 victory over Burton Albion. And the leaders, Portsmouth, with a victory over Stevenage, which means another of the sides in the promotion race did drop points. So did Barnsley, only drawing at home with Wigan, who got a late equaliser. And late goals for Chris Martin as well for Bristol Rovers. He scored twice in injury time beyond the 90 minutes, but Bristol Rovers still lost 3-2 away at Wycombe. A really big result for the home side there. Here's how things stand then on this New Year's Day evening. Portsmouth top of League One, Bolton right with them and with the game in hand. Derby stay fourth, 3 points behind Peterborough now, but the Rams have the game in hand too. Oxford back to winning ways this afternoon. Once again level on points with Derby, who have the better goal difference. Barnsley round out the top 6 with Stevenage just outside now. At the other end, Reading have climbed out of the bottom 4. They've been much improved of late. Exeter slip into the relegation zone at their expense. And Carlisle getting a first win in a long time today. It's certainly tightened up in that bottom 4. And that's just about it for the debrief for now. If you want more reaction, it's on the website, dcfc.co.uk. From me, Box, and the rest of the team. Happy New Year. We'll see you soon. Bye-bye.